Hey YouTube, Big Rob back again. Been waiting for a few days, kind of watching things going on around the world. There's a lot to talk about, but on this video, I'd like to touch base on D.A.C.A. It seems like that's been pretty much taking over the news cycle lately, and I just want to give my opinions on it and maybe straighten out some facts. For those of you who don't know, D.A.C.A. is a program that was set up in order to keep illegal immigrants' children from being sent back to their home countries. Most of these children were brought here, by their parents or other family members, and the people in our government felt it was just not right to have them go back. So Obama created the D.A.C.A. program and implemented it as a temporary deferment of going back to their home country. Now, it seems to me that there's a lot of real knuckleheaded individuals in this country that for some reason have this idea that we're going to sit there and attack Trump, as if Trump's the one who did anything. In fact, I think the big word that everybody's been saying is it's cruel. Every newscast, every post, now we got celebrities saying it's cruel. It's almost as if these people can't think for themselves. Okay, first of all, it's not cruel. Okay, I know we'd like to throw that word around and it's a catchphrase, and all of a sudden everything that has to do with D.A.C.A. is all of a sudden cruel. The fact is, it is not cruel. It is the law. Now, we can go into the whole discussion, if need be, in a later video of why, of how our immigration laws need to be changed, and I'm more than up for that. But the reality is, we do have laws in this country, like every country have, pertaining to immigration. And this was a temporary deferment. Now, fact. But if you turn on any of the media channels, it doesn't matter, or any of the social media, you're going to see people saying, well, it's just cruel, there's that word again, cruel to to force these children to go to a country they don't even know. Well, sad fact is, the majority of the individuals that are in D.A.C.A. are actually adults now, okay? That doesn't diminish the fact that many of them have actually gone to school, have careers, some have businesses. I understand that, but cruel? No, it's not a cruel thing. You know what was cruel? Let me tell you what's cruel. Cruel is the fact that their parents didn't bother to see the illegality, or in fact chose to ignore the illegality of crossing a border just to bring their children here instead of going through the proper channels. Now, I'm not saying this out of spite. The fact is, much of my father's family came from Mexico. My mother's family came from Puerto Rico. I have a lot of Hispanics in my family, including myself. These are my people I'm talking about. My stepfather, who's the only real dad I've ever known, came over the border many years ago illegally. Okay? So it's not like I'm totally foreign to this idea of immigration. But at the same time, we do have laws in this country. Now, nobody ever asked what would happen if an American crossed over into Mexico, or crossed over into the Middle East, or crossed over in another country. Okay? We are the only country that does this stuff. And I'm really getting tired of my people, the Latin community, the Hispanic community, La Raza. I'm really getting tired of you guys acting like such a bunch of whiners. One thing you got to realize real quick is the fact that neither the Democrats nor the Republicans have done anything for our people. And the fact that you guys, a lot of you, are out there screaming and yelling and acting like token Hispanics is really, really sad. Okay? I mean, you really have to take into consideration how many Hispanics have followed the laws, have done the paperwork, have waited to done the processes, have learned the language, whatever it took just to come into this country. But of course, respect is not an issue apparently you have any problem disowning and removing, because it's not you. Now, to these people, these dreamers, this is what I say to you. And I'm saying this as clearly as I possibly can. Trump did not fuck up your life, okay? Trump did not do it. And to be honest with you, neither did Obama. Yes, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, but Obama created D.A.C.A. This is true, as a temporary fix. What has Congress done on both sides of that fence? They've had a lot of time to figure this out, folks. Way before Obama, immigration has been in discussion, and Congress has yet to fix it. It's a joke. It really is a joke. Okay? And now we got Trump following the law, rescinding a non-law action. Okay? It's not a law. And at the top of that, he says he's giving Congress 6 months to come up with something. Now, I don't know about you guys. Anybody here, if any of my dumbass videos go viral, I would love for this one to go viral. I really would. Because here's the reality. We've got a lot of states. All of them have senators. All of them get together, making stupid-ass laws from everything from gay marriage to legalizing marijuana to bathrooms, all this other stupid shit. You don't think that they couldn't come up with an immigration law by now? They're playing the race card. Congress is playing the race card. They're messing around, and they're getting us against each other, and they're making everybody freak out. The reality is immigration, the issue of immigration is very easy to solve. Okay? The problem is there's no profit in it. The problem is, like it or not, and most of you don't even realize this, one of the things you see on the news a lot is they talk about lower wages and lower wage workers, okay? Here we have all this bitching about Black Lives Matter going out saying, you know, my family was in slavery. They didn't get 40 acres and a mule or whatever the hell they're talking about, okay? Well, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a eye-opener for you. Slavery never ended. That's right. Slavery never ended. It's 2017. It never ended. All it did was refocus itself. The reason why we have low-wage workers coming from other countries like Mexico is because Americans refuse to do most of those jobs. Now, at the same time, most of those low-wage workers are making far less than you and sending a lot of that money home. I wonder how many of you could live on the wages a lot of those low-wage workers are earning. Probably not many of you. Here's another catch for you. We as American citizens, the word citizen is in there, pay FICA, which used to be Social Security. And at the ripe old age of whatever we retire at, we get that money back. They do not. They pay the tax, but they never see it. Question for you. How many billions and billions of dollars over years and years of these low-wage workers paying into do you think the government's collected? And nobody ever asked them where the money went. They were good enough to pick your corn, pick your wheat, pick your hay, clean your yard, clean your motel room for little to nothing. But they can't even get their Social Security that they paid into just like us. It's just like a form of slavery. It's servitude. That's all it is. And yet they still come. That doesn't mean breaking the law was right. Many of these people also have work permits. But the fact is, we as a country of laws have to come up with an immigration plan. D.A.C.A. was just a temporary set. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And Trump was not being cruel by rescinding it. He was being presidential. In fact, I wish a lot of the presidents previous to him would have went through some of these presidential orders that our presidents have set up and pulled them bad boys out and said, no, we're not going to do this anymore. Here's one for you. How many of you American citizens out there that work a shit ton of overtime realize there was a time in this country, in fact, in my lifetime, when they didn't tax overtime? They used to only tax it up to 40 hours a week. But we have to work twice as many hours, and by doing so, we put ourselves in a whole new tax bracket. Yeah, we're not taking that much money home. You don't see Congress fixing that up either. There's a lot of shit that people need to take into consideration when it comes to things like DACA and the way this country works. Quit being a bunch of whiners going down the street and protesting the President of the United States. He does not have full outright power. You've got a huge Congress up there not doing a goddamn thing. That's where you need to look. If Trump wanted to be a prick, he could have just rescinded it and been done with it and not given Congress an option. He's also numerous times said, I have a pen. Come up with an immigration plan. I'll sign it. So, you look like a bunch of fools. My people, D.A.C.A. Stop it. I mean it. We've got enough things going on in this country, and we've got enough woes and problems for you guys to be acting like that. There are people that want to come in this country every single day. Every single day. And here you are sitting around saying, we want to be citizens. We want to be part of the country. We want to be a part of the United States. We want to be Americans. Oh, by the way, turn on your local TV set and see these guys, 10 and 12-year-old kids saying, fuck you, America. Really? Really? Is that what we Hispanics have to offer? Fuck you, America? Come on. We are better than that. Or at least we used to be. To all my people of minority status, we really need to do better than what we're doing now. Trump is merely a man. Just like Obama was merely a man. Just like George Bush was merely a man. A lot of this stuff is because of our own stupidity, our own ignorance, and our own inability to do the right thing. And yet we want to point the finger at the President of the United States. Like he has total moral and soul power over everything that we do. The fact is he doesn't. An offer has been made to fix D.A.C.A. Instead of protesting the president, why don't you dumb fucks go out in the streets and protest your congressman? Make them understand D.A.C.A. is just temporary. Make them understand they need to do their jobs. They were hired, they were voted in to do a job. And this sausage-making bullshit that they do every year on everything from our $20 trillion debt to our military being raised or lowered to the latest thing, our debt ceiling being raised again, is all a big joke. You guys need to protest about the right shit. If you're going to protest, either be a part of the solution or you're part of the problem. I am so disappointed with my people right now. We have such a proud heritage, and yet we're groveling like animals, and we're acting like children. If you come into this country like any country, and you break their sovereign borders like any country, don't be surprised when shit goes down. The best way to handle it? Follow the laws. America is a very welcoming place. I can name a few states off the top of my head that have more than enough room for all kinds of people. Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota. Lots of places. All over the Midwest. We can be a great country again, just like Trump says. And we need to really want what Obama asked for, which was hope and change. But we got to do it a totally different way. And bitching about our stupidity and our parents' stupidity is not how you do it. We need to come together, people, one way or another. This country will see one of two things. We will either see everybody become more prosperous, or we're going to see everybody fall down on their faces. because we're tearing ourselves up from the outside, from the inside out. And these people, these congressmen and women, the senators, all that, they're not doing shit. They haven't done shit in years. They're rock and roll politicians. That's all they are. They get up on a TV set and tell you what you want to hear, and they use words like fight. They're going to fight for you. We're making an aggressive move. No, they're not. They're sitting there drinking their fucking bourbon and fucking bullshitting with each other. Quit being the pawns of the people you put in office. We, as the citizens, we as the people, are the CEOs of this country and this company called America. We need to start acting like it and quit being a bunch of whiner little bitches. Like I said, D.A.C.A was temporary. This situation can be fixed real easy. Probably be one of the simplest bills that Congress has ever made. It's not that hard to do. But you got to go after the right people and quit bitching at the president. All he can do is sign it. Somebody else has to create the law. That's all I got to say about D.A.C.A. I hope everybody has a great weekend. To my people out there, to all the Hispanics in this country, we got to love each other, love our heritage, and we got to start doing things different. I hope everybody finds peace in their hearts over this situation, and strength and courage to stand up for what's right and not just whine for what isn't. Just my thoughts. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.